Good morning to all of our viewers in Zoom and Facebook Live. I'm Eileen Menjola Rao, the Charge d'Affaires of the Philippine Embassy in Paris. Before we start our program today, I would like to remind you about the house rules of our show. For the Zoom participants, please mute your microphones. If you have questions for the speaker about Sisig or about food culture in the Philippines, you may type them now using the chat function of Zoom. For our viewers on Facebook Live, please write your questions on the comments section while we are still having a conversation with Chef Claude Tayag. Because of the situation brought about by the COVID-19 pandemic, the embassy has taken to Zoom and Facebook and other social media platforms to promote Philippine culture to Filipinos and Philippine enthusiasts in France and Monaco and elsewhere in the world. This month of May, we celebrate the National Heritage Month with the theme Victory and Humanity, upholding Filipino heritage and identity. This is a celebration led by the National Commission for Culture and the Arts. I would like to now welcome you to one of our events for the National Heritage Month, Sisig, introducing the iconic Philippine dish. Part of our culture is to dine together while sharing stories and laughter. So to celebrate our National Heritage Month, let us learn about an iconic Philippine dish, sisig. How did it start? How did the recipe evolve? How is it prepared? With us today is our resource speaker, Claude Tayag. Claude Tayag is a Filipino artist, a chef, a restaurateur, a food writer. As an artist, he's best known for his impressionistic landscapes and scenes of Philippine folk festivals and religious imagery in his art. His work is displayed in the collections of the Bank of Philippine Islands, Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas, Metropolitan Museum of the Philippines, among others. The next screen will actually show you a photo of Chef Claude Tayag. Okay, through the years, Claude Tayag has championed Philippine cuisine both as a renowned chef and as a food writer. He has a weekly column on Philippine Star, and it's entitled Turo Turo, or Filipino. It's Filipino for literally point, point. He also has written several books. His first book, Food Tour, is a collection of these essays peppered liberally with his drawings and recipes. Can you move to the next slide, please? Okay. He's one of the 6 chefs who co-authored Culinaria, a guidebook to Philippine cuisine, and also served as a food stylist with his wife, Mary Ann Tioc. He co-authored the best-selling culinary travel book, Linam Nam, Eating One's Way Around the Philippines. Claude Tayag is the man who introduced sisig to the late Anthony Bourdain. Could we go to the next slide and show a photo? We have actually a photo of Claude, okay, with Anthony Bourdain. There it is. That very famous photo. Mary Ann and Claude, the couple lives in Angeles City in Valedutong, where diners are at by reservation-only restaurant, we'll find the couple serving sumptuous traditional Pampango spread in a 3-hour, 10-course meal. They opened a casual restaurant called 1956 Downtown Cafe, also in Angeles City, serving Tayag's take on Filipino comfort dishes. In May 2016, Claude Tayag won the People's Choice Award at the Embassy Chefs Challenge in Washington, D.C., besting 25 other chefs from different countries with his version of the glutinous rice dish, beringhe, or maybe you can call it Valenciana. According to, adding to his many hats, he now hosts a TV show, Chasing Flavors, for the Metro Channel and ANCX, chasing the different flavors of our regional cuisines. Baledutong, his restaurant, was voted in Asia's best 50 restaurants this year, 2021. Today, Claude will be donning his chef hat to introduce to us sisig, the iconic Philippine dish. Finally, Claude, I'm so proud to say, is my kabalen, my province mate, as we both come from Angeles City, Pampanga. We have our own language called Pampango.
Well, can I butt in?
Sure, Claude. Sure.
Did you know
Please,
that? Did you know that? I mean, this is the French connection. Did you know that among like more than 100 20 major Philippine languages, Pampango has the closest affinity to the French language. Did you know that?
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh,
Well, you ask why.
why?
It's like, as Pampangos, the French say we. As Kapampangas, we say what? Diba? So, and plus the fact that um, that in our cooking, uh, wait, sorry, hmm. and also the fact that the way we talk,
Mhm.
both French and Pampangos, we don't care for the age.
That's
Age does
true.
not matter. So I'm happy to meet you. Have you eaten? I've heard that from a French guy, but it's such a big laugh that like parang talagang kabalin na parang we speak the same language literally. Natatawa. I mean the way other Filipinos joke about our language, di ba? So
That's true.
it's so French. I mean, you just what about if a French guy speak without the age? They find it so cute and so romantic. So why not? So anyway, go ahead.
Yeah. Um, I s- um, for today, ladies and gentlemen, our friends, our kababayans who are watching us now, and for our foreign friends, our French friends, our Monagas, and other nationalities who are currently watching our show. No, for today, as I said before, Claude Tayag is an artist, a chef, and a food writer. But for today, Claude will be donning his chef hat to introduce to us sisig, the iconic dish. But I also, before he starts off and discussing everything about sisig, I just wanted to take note, to ask Claude, where are you now? Are you at the Ballet Dutong?
Well, I'm in Ballet Dutong. I'm in my studio. Uh, yeah, here in Ballet
I,
Dutong in Angeles City.
I actually see that you have a lot of paintings of the same scenery. If I'm not mistaken, since I'm from Pampanga, I see that you have photos of Mount Arayat. Is that right?
Yes,
Are
they're
those
not photos. They're not photos. They're
I mean
collection
paintings?
of paintings of Mount Arayat by different artists, including two of mine, and then of one of my mentor, Emilio Aguilar Cruz. So I feel such like you can say affinity for Mount Arayat. I mean, no Pampango, no Kapampangan would say he's from Pampanga without without longing for that. Para bang when we see Mount Arayat, we know we're home. That
Ah,
defines us at Kapampangan. Remember, I don't know if you experienced this studying in Manila. You know, I just long for the weekend to get back home to Pampanga, and along the highway, the expressway. When once I see a view of the Pampanga from the window of the bus, and I'm home. Para sa akin, yun ang aking that establishes my location.
that's true.
Yeah.
That's so true.
I did this in
Um,
1979. So
oh,
not were you born then yet, Chris?
so we got a copy of we actually have one of a photo of one of your paintings here. So I think this is the one that's shown behind you, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, great. So everyone, this is now Cloud Tayag, the artist, showing a scenery of Mount Arayat in Pampanga. So you can see the Twin Peaks from his vantage point.
Yes.
Maybe, Cloud, at this point, could you tell us the journey of the Philippine dish sisig?
Sisig. Okay. Uh, let's go back. I mean, from the start. Okay. So there's this uh, Pampango Spanish dictionary entitled Vocabulario de la Lengua Kapampangan, written by a Spanish friar, Bergaño, in 1732 to establish the 1732. And sisig was already in that dictionary. And it was defined as sisig as a salad served with a vinaigrette. So how could I often wondered, like, why salad? I mean, um, hello? Am I still on?
Yes, you are. You are. You're
I
there.
am. Okay.
Yes.
So the thing is, I was wondering how our meals are not taken, um, are not structured like in the Western way. We don't have appetizers, salad, main course, and then dessert. We take our meals all together, all at the same time. They're served together, right? Di ba ganon? But
Yes,
then
that's
I realized when he said salad, we do have salad, but that is already included in the meal in itself, or maybe as a snack. Okay. So the thing was, it was defined like it could be anything. That is like it was defined as a salad. Okay. Vegetables that are dipped in vinegar. Okay. So like whatever is in season. And it is usually fed to a pregnant woman, a woman who's anticipating. In Tagalog, in Filipino, it says yung naglilihi. So the Kapampangan word is naninisig. So even to this day, we say not manisig kung something something maasim, something sour. So in the absence of a green, normally the pregnant woman is given a green mango, then in the sense that they put the shrimp paste, the bagoong. But in the absence of green mango, as we all know, it's very seasonal. So she's given like singkamas, the hikama, something like this. Anything like this. The green mango here.
Oh,
So
wow.
I have pepino. Okay, pepino.
Oh.
Unripe papaya here. And then, well, more mangoes. Okay.
Oh my
So
gosh.
the
Filipino
thing is,
mangoes.
yeah,
Okay.
the thing is, you have to dip it in vinegar like that. That makes it sisig. So this is sisig papaya. Okay? Tingnan mo yun. Naririnig niyo yung crunch. Hindi pa. Yung singkamas na lang. Singkamas will be the jicama that came from Mexico during the Acapulco trade.
Oh my gosh. You can hear, actually, literally hear the crunchy sound. I guess
Okay.
many of our viewers are now like wanting to eat something similar.
Exactly. And this is what I'm talking about, what makes it a Filipino thing in the national level. Every region would have this kind of thing. It's just called by the other names. It could be the kinilaw, kilawin of the Tagalog, the kinilaw of the Visayans. Okay? So the important thing is the vinegar. Here it is, spiced. Okay? So this is the sukang sasa or from Paumbong, Bulacan, from the Nipa palm. So every region would have their sugar cane, vinegar, coconut vinegar, whatever is abundant in their area. So what is sisig? Come to think of it, this salad is no different. Excuse me, I have to swallow my food. Okay. Sorry about that. It's no different to the French crudité. So here, how do you define the crudité? Raw vegetable sticks. Okay, different form maybe. Could be the cucumber, the celery, carrots, dipped in a vinaigrette or some other creamy sauce. It's the same principle. So as a snack or as an hors d'oeuvre, as an appetizer. And this is exactly what it is. But this is given to a pregnant woman. But towards when the pregnancy becomes full, the woman is fed boiled pig's ears. And this is what we call boiled pig's ears, again, soaked in vinegar, plus the onion, salt and pepper, and maybe chili, the red chilies. So the thing is, this is what it is given to her, fed to the woman, the pregnant woman, in the belief that the collagen from the pig's ears, the skin and the cartilage will help develop the unborn child's bones. So yun ang paniwala. That was the belief. I guess that's very, very Chinese in that sense. It's, the nutritional value of that thing. So how it became the men's folk appetizer, I don't know, came about for like more than 300 years, 17 something, 1732 until 1970s, it was just the boiled pig's ears soaked in vinegar. So that was the sisig babi as everybody knew it in my generation. And then eventually, it evolved to the grilled sizzling plate. So, which I will be explaining in full in the video. That's the sum total.
I see, I see. So, but how did Sisig, get the name worldwide? Because I remember in Angeles, for example, we go to the release ng trend. It's we go to Aling Lucin, for example,
Yes,
for a
yes,
sample of
yeah.
growing up. That was what we did, You
Yes,
go to the restaurant.
we all went through that. I mean, as Angeleños. So the thing was, it was like you can say an accident of history that it was the sisig. Okay, going back to the sisig babi, the boiled sisig soaked in vinegar. That is exactly what the Tagalogs have as kilawin na baboy. And the Ilocanos have it as well as the dinakdakan. So these are all parallel development. But the thing is, you know how we are Kapampangans, we're so adventurous in, you can say, experimenting in the kitchen, or in this case, Aling Lusing accidentally burnt an order of pig's ears and then serve it just the same, soak vinegar, and the customer liked it. I mean, Aling Lusing said, "This is my new version of the sisig. Instead of just plain boiled, now it's boiled and then grilled." Okay, and then there's this third guy. He copied Benedict Pambitan. He copied Aling Lusing's grilled sisig, but served it on a sizzling plate for that added crunch. So in a way, that was the development. How it came about. It was accidentally burnt. She did not mean to grill it, but it was an order of pig's ears that she forgot and burnt it instead of throwing it away. This was caught on video. I mean, on video for my TV show. So that's irrefutable, meaning it's as I mean, documented as it is. So and the rest is history, you can say. But it was in 2008 when I introduced it to Anthony Bourdain. It was famous among the locals and the accidental tourists here in Angeles. And then in year 1980, my brothers Mario and Abong opened Trellis restaurant in Quezon City, and they serve sisig grilled sisig on a sizzling plate, and they added boiled chicken liver. That was their version. And then the rest, it caught wildfire in Manila, and they copied it, and then they added this, they added that. I mean, every establishment would have their version. So in the end, what remains pretty much, you can say, what they have in common would be the asim. It's the sourness, the acidity from the vinegar and calamansi. So it's the timpla. How would you translate the timpla?
The seasoning,
The seasoning, yeah.
flavor.
Yeah, and the seasoning is added as you serve it. You don't add the vinegar before you cook it in the cooking, no? Otherwise, if you introduce the vinegar and then you heat it up, that will cook the acidity, and that would make it as an adobo or paksiw. It's no longer sisig.
I see.
This is what I was doing here. This is raw vinegar. So
So that's sisig.
it's the asim of the thing that should satisfy a craving for sourness.
Well, I have some pictures here. I wonder if this is, can you see the
Yes.
screen now?
Okay.
It's the
Yes.
sisig matwa. Is
That
this
is
what
the
you
old-
call the original?
Yes, that is the okay, that is the old sisig. I mean, you cannot say original in the sense that that was like for 300 years. Sisig was always like boiled pig's ears and then soaked in vinegar plus the onion, salt and pepper, and the chilies. So, and you see the white strips in the cartilage of the ear and the skin. Well, that's based collagen, di ba? That's good for the health. So that's the irony of it. And that the next one is my version, which I serve here in Baledutong. I call it a sisig terin. You
Mm.
know, when you boil it. In my case, I boil it in pineapple juice. Or the thing is, as everybody knows, in the industry, the pineapple is a natural tenderizer.
Mm.
You add that to the marinade, pineapple juice. Plus the packet adds flavor, the sour sweetness of the natural pineapple juice. Hindi yung sweetened, the natural 100% pure pineapple juice. You boil it in that and don't throw away the broth from that. When you put that in a chiller, it coagulates. It becomes a gelatin. That's the aspic. And again, I must say, this is no different, at least in cooking principle, with the tête de veau of the French. And when I hear Westerners, ew, it's like they get I don't know if that's when pig's ears or pig's head. It's like in the great cuisines of the world, uses every part of the animal. I tell you, it's just the uneducated, at least uneducated palate, who are really adverse to this kind of cooking. Well, the best part.
Maybe at this point, can we'll just shout out to our viewers and to our Zoom participants. If you have a question, just send them through our Facebook so Claude can answer them. No?
Yes, they better ask now because we're going to show the thing. Okay, here's another thing. The sisig puso ng saging. This is the banana heart.
Mm.
So why do we call it sisig puso ng saging? I mean, sisig. Again, there are so many kinds of sisig. Again, if you look at this terminology, it's a cooking or a food preparation. So you cannot say what is authentic or what is original because there is sisig singkamas, sisig papaya, sisig puso ng saging, and then the sisig babi, pork sisig, and then the the grilled pork sisig, or the sizzling plate sisig, sisig with egg, sisig with mayonnaise, sisig with whatever. So again, this is the most popular version of the sisig that I introduced Anthony Bourdain to. And he wrote about it, he liked it, and then he featured it in his show, No Reservations. And when he came back here, several years after the first interview, just a few months, actually just a few months before his death, 20 was that 2016, 2017. Anyway, I interviewed him this time. The tables were turned around for ANC, and he mentioned that sisig was the singular dish that, in a way, catapulted Filipino cuisine to mainstream America.
Mm.
And after he wrote that and pronounced that, it was written about at the I think in the New York Times with some review by somebody that it is the world's best pork dish. Period. So how can you
Wow.
contest that? So again, this is the sisig with egg. I'm just showing you. We don't practice that here in Pampanga. So the thing is, it's up to you in the end what kind of poison you put in your body. No, it's not really poison. What I'm saying is, it's the you know how it is with our cooking. There are no fixed recipes. Just like adobo or sinigang or anything. So you cannot compare my lola's adobo is the best. You can always say that, but then again, what kind of adobo? Is it the dry or the wet with the coconut milk, with the soy sauce, with whatever? So it's the same with sisig. It's a cooking preparation.
Okay, talking about mayonnaise, we have a question here from
Yes.
Mayfloor Delisay Tosan. Chef Claude, what's
Yes.
your thoughts on other people putting mayonnaise or egg on sisig? That's our question.
I just said that. I just
Yes.
mentioned like you choose your own poison. I mean, if they like it, why not? I'm sila, they're ones eating it. Why would I impose my recipe, my preference on them? And that's the fault of most people who say, "Hi, why is there sisig like this, or why is there adobo like this, like that? It doesn't measure up with my grandmother's cooking." Then you stay at home, stay with your grandmother's cooking. So the thing is, if you go out, you venture out, you take a risk. If you like it, you go back to it, patronize it. If you don't like it, don't go back. I mean, it's a free world. But the thing is, be tolerant of other people's taste and lasa. That's how we do it, how they like it. Then you grew up with that.
Okay. We actually, Claude, we actually have viewers all the way from Bangkok, Thailand.
Ah, yeah.
Maybe you can shout out to Martian Valenzoga Ruiz, all the way.
Hello, Martian. Hello. From Mars. Hindi. Hello. Hi, Martian. How are you?
There.
Is Pinoy? Is it Pinoy?
I think so.
Yes.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we have Di Apelando. Many of them. There's somebody also from Zamboanga.
Sumbuanga.
Flor Perez.
Hola.
And Dennis Astorga Chazelle is saying hello.
Hello to
Susan Gavino from also from France. They're saying hello. So everyone who would like to ask a question to Claude Tayag. So please do now. In a few minutes, we will be going to his video, and then afterwards, Chef Claude will come back to us and probably answer some of your questions. No, so I think we have a Kapampangan here. It's the same Mayflower Tusan saying Maya at Panapon Kekongan.
Ayap, agapanapon din.
Ayan. So let's see who else is on board with us.
Actually, Maya paabak king Paris, alimo.
Wow, Maya Paabak Kekongan. But you parlayed your being a chef into promoting Philippine cuisine, and part of that endeavor is with your interaction with Anthony Bourdain. Can you tell us more about your books? You have several. You have Linamnam. You have two versions of Linamnam already. You partnered with Micaela Felix with Culinaria, and then you have your own food tour. And I noticed that you also did some of the um, artwork for that. Can you tell us more about it?
Yeah, okay. So the first book, which was published in 2007, it's actually, can I have the cover of the food tour? The green one. And then the thing was, yeah, this is I would say the best of my essays that came out in the Philippine Star. But the thing is, I added my own drawings. At the same time, some recipes were applicable, and I must say, this is the complete the me, the Claude Tayag, as the complete artist, the food writer, the artist, painter, and the cook. Well, I'm not a chef, mind you. I did not study. I did not study formally. I'm just a home cook that went out of my comfort zone and cook publicly. I guess that's how I earned my stripes. So the thing is, I mean, and I mean, when people, I just get amused when people ask me, it's like, so would you like more doing more, the cooking or the painting? I said, what a question! It's like, do I like cook every day? Even do I even paint every day? I mean, as far as I'm concerned, or even the writing, this is the whole package of me. I would say like 40 years of me, and I'm 64 now. So I can say, and I had my first one-man exhibit when I was 22 in 1978. So until today, well, in 2019, that my painting career culminated in a retrospective exhibit at the National Museum. So you can say it's a simultaneous development in several careers. It's not that, and it's all one creative thing. Don't you? I mean, after all, don't they call cooking as the culinary
Art form. That's right. That's right. It's an art form.
It's all within my bounds as an artist. And what Nick, what distinguishes one from the other maybe is the material, the medium that I use. I use words for writing. You use ingredients for cooking. You use paints and canvas for painting. Uh, to mention a few. Wala pa yung sculpture dyan. At saka
Yeah,
yung
that's right. I wanted to mention that one because when people talk about art, they automatically think about paintings, about, like, for example, what you have behind you. But I know for a fact that you also do sculptures, and not small, not even small one, but big sculptures. And you have one that was donated to the Bank of Shanghai, if I'm not mistaken, in China. It's a big
Oh yeah, that's the
installation
time you
work.
were there. Yeah. The thing is, I was commissioned um, by the Philippine Stock Exchange when then President Joseph Estrada visited China. So he brought it with like 6 feet tall bell. So
Yeah.
in the end, okay, yeah. So that was the time I think you were at the Philippine Embassy in Beijing, right?
I was in Shanghai at that time at the consulate in
Shanghai.
Shanghai. Yeah, but you're right. It was donated to the Shanghai Stock Exchange. So
Yes.
it was one pretty good event. Let's see. I think we have still some comments. Let me just check. Uh, okay. Well, this is coming from Consul Chris. Consul Chris, why don't you ask the question directly to
Okay, hi
Chef
Chris.
Claude?
Consul Chris.
It's hello, Chef Claude. Just a quick question about sisig, since this is so very interesting. Sorry, it's my son. Is it really eaten with rice on the side, or is it traditionally supposedly like pulutan, like a
Well, yeah. Okay, here's the thing. It's traditionally as a pulutan. Remember how Filipino men, or I would say men folk in general, before they go into a drinking bout,
Mhm.
they line themselves with something oily.
Yeah.
I understand with the French, a tablespoon full of butter.
Okay.
And then the Italians and Spaniards would be a tablespoon of olive oil because that's what's common to them. And to us, look at it this way: why most pulutan in the Philippines is chicharon bulaklak, sisig, or even French fries. You see it in restaurants, pulutan, French fries. Kasi yung fat is supposed to line the stomach to make you last long in the drinking spree, and the alcohol will be like repelled. You will not get lasing, drunk right away. So, and then the development of sisig, that when the egg was added, it became an ulam, a viand, to be eaten with rice.
There it was. Okay.
Yeah. So now it's ulam really. And it's one of the cheapest ulam that you can buy in a karinderya, in a turo-turo. So the thing is, you know how we love pork, how we love the grease in the oil, the lard from the pork, even adobo, you know. So the thing is, the oil, the lard from whatever you're eating becomes part of the viand that you pour into the rice. And that's so Filipino from north to south.
Oh, that's making me hungry, Chef.
I'm sure even seeing the spiced vinegar and the green mango that I have already here, the shrimp paste, the bagoong, every Filipino would be salivating. Diba? Wherever you are in the world, if you see those three ingredients, talaga maglalaway kang ganyan, no? Mga ngasim yung ano mo. And then that defines us as Filipinos. That's what we have in commonality wherever we come from the different regions in the Philippines.
Chef Claude, I wanted to just acknowledge some of our viewers now. We have actually, on our Zoom platform, we actually have the president of the Comité Général Association de Philippines and France, Abet Karandang, he's here. And he's also Dennis Manaay, one of our community leaders, is also here. And on our Facebook, I see Elena Richard. She's there. She's watching. Maybe say hello to all of them, to all of our kababayans, our community leaders. They're watching. Um, we have one question
Mabuhay
now.
po kayo lahat. Mabuhay po kayo lahat.
And they come from different parts of the Philippines, no? So we have one here coming from Jen Sunga, Kapampangan.
Sunga,
She
that's a
actually
Kapampangan
is
name.
one of our kababayans who actually tries to propagate Philippine cuisine. Her question is, well, she's a hello po chef from
Hello
Paris
po.
to San Fernando, Pampanga. I always join the Village International de la Gastronomie here in Paris. I really want to promote our sisig here, but I have a problem. How can I introduce this to the French people the way that they will love it? I hope you can help me or give me more ideas how French people will be more interested in the sisig. And then,
Ah,
and she's
okay.
also asking, do you think paella sisig will be a good, a good thing to
Well,
work on
yeah,
also?
okay. Let's put it this way. I mean, you can apply sisig now. It becomes like you apply sisig in whatever the locals, the natives, wherever you are that are familiar with. I mean, Chef Saudi Rosario Cabalen serves paella with sisig. So the thing is, from experience na lang, mabilis lang to. I mean, bear with me. When Anthony Bourdain introduced sisig in America, and then the sisig food trucks sprouted, especially in the West Coast, starting in the West Coast, in LA area, Los Angeles area. So the thing was, they serve sisig, well, this time no longer the pig's head. It could be the belly, could be other parts and all that. And they put chicharron for that crunchy thing. But they serve it not alone, but as a topping for fries, for burritos, for tacos, for anything that the locals are familiar with. So even when I was a guest chef, we were invited by, an event, World Street Food event in Singapore. We served sisig in a booth. I brought my own chefs, including our son Nico, who manned the booth, on wonton cups, fried wonton cups. So one serving, one portion would be like several cups of that, and they supposed to eat it like a canapé, handheld like this, finger food, and they love it. The organizers um, credited us for having the number one sales in for that weekend event. So, but the thing was, and the longest queue for the Chinese or even the foreigners living in Singapore are familiar with wonton. They're not familiar with a sizzling plate and how will they eat it as it is. So it was a very convenient thing. Do something like that. Serve it as a canapé, as a whatever in Paris. Huh? So the thing is, you need a vessel. You can even use, I would use to make it a bit healthier thing. The lettuce cups that they do in the second way, third way picking duck, the minced duck like that. And then they put it on a lettuce cup. I serve it here with the romaine lettuce or the butter ice, whatever they call it. That is naturally like a boat shape. So you can serve it there, and then you hold the lettuce leaf like an open taco, something like that. I mean, be inventive, and you just need a vessel how to present it, not just with rice or beer, because it could be nakakasawang. I mean, what is that in English? Nakakasawang, nakakasuya. It could be, over cloyingly rich. It is cloyingly rich, too much lard, too much oil. So, and I cannot imagine eating that sisig with mayonnaise, and then you put that on a sizzling plate. The mayonnaise will just melt into oil. And then there's more oil, more grease to the greasy sisig already. So I cannot understand that logic, why they put mayonnaise. Okay, so I hope that answers your question. You can serve it, you define your own sisig. And panindigan mo yun. I mean, stand by it. That's your conviction. And you'll be known for that.
Chef Claude, Jen was also asking about paella. So it goes also that she can, reinvent paella and make it a paella
Yeah,
sisig, right?
sure.
Um,
Yeah,
well, we have Chef Claude. You have greetings coming from Tunisia. This is
Tunisia.
yes,
Yeah,
from Bernie Kineri.
barely
Uh,
can.
Yes, Bernie was saying that that this webinar, this talk that we're having is very informative and interesting, and says thank you to you. And then we have a question coming from Ige Ramos.
Iger Ramos, yes. Hi,
Yes.
Iger, my good
Okay.
friend.
Oh,
Iger designed the Linamnam book and the
oh,
culinary book.
okay. So
Yeah, and
Ige's
awarded.
question is, Ige's question is, he's saying, hi, Koyang Cloud. Very
Mhm.
Kapampangan, no? Koyang Cloud. I have a question. Though its provenance is Kapampangan, do you agree that sisig is now part of the Philippine culinary canon and therefore it's a Filipino dish?
Oh yes, definitely, it's Filipino. I mean, who can stop a dish? Even in the books of Doreen Fernandez, when she wrote about a dish becoming how a dish becomes national, it starts with one person in a particular neighborhood, specific neighborhood, and from that person, maybe to the family, to the whole clan, and then the whole community, the town. And for in the 1970s, growing up, and Eileen, you experienced that yourself. Sisig was just for us Kapampangans lang, for Angeleños lang.
Yes, yes.
And then we had guests from Manila, we bring them there to the crossing. Okay, Sarili Santren, no? So until it was introduced to Manila, and then, I mean, there's nothing to stop it. And then it became international. So what defines a dish to become a national one when, like, it goes beyond its natural boundary where it was born, no? So you can call that borderless cuisine. Parang part of the talagang nobody can own the sisig. In the first place, there's no fixed recipe, and everybody can make their own version of the sisig, whether pork or other meats, or even like with tofu for a vegan thing. But what is important there is that you remain true to its original essence, which is the acidity, the rawness of the vinegar. It's not like the adobo. It's cooked vinegar. So the acidity is already gone. It's using vinegar without the acidity. So if it's cooked the same way with paksiw. So I hope you get that answers the question. I myself, it's anybody's ball game, meaning it's a free thing.
Um, Dennis Astorga is weighing in into the conversation that we're just now having about how to present sisig. He's suggesting sukrin, if I'm pronouncing it correctly. It's as a vessel for the sisig. So it's
What
an
is it?
idea.
What is
Sukrin?
So
Am I pronouncing it correctly?
can
So anyway, yeah.
can you
So
spell it?
and again says thank you for your comment about his question. So
Lang na naman.
at this point, Chef Cloud, maybe we can go to your video and then come back after to answer any more of the questions of our kababayans. What do you
If
think?
the viewers are still there, kung hindi pa nakatulog.
For sure they will still be
No
there.
time. I'm sure you will have. Okay, they will be running to the kitchen right after the viewing the video. Okay,
Just
enjoy. I mean, I will be basically explaining again the evolution of the sisig there. plus the step-by-step thing that, and this is my version of the sisig. If it differs from what sisig you know, then this is my show. So just accept it.
Chef Claude, was it taken at Baleduto? So maybe they know that.
Oh yes, yes.
Okay.
The background
Alright.
is my the so-called dirty kitchen. It's the old style Kapampangan kitchen. The background with the banggera. Yeah.
Okay, so without further ado,
Yeah, wait. So this was a grilled kind of thing. So it was done outdoors. But in most major cities in the world, and if people live in apartments, especially if you cannot grill at home, you can do it in a toaster oven. The skin becomes crispy like lechon kawali, like a porchetta, and that just works very, very fine. I mean, it's still good as well. So, or you can buy even just use boiled pig's ears, and then you just add for the crunch. You just add the store-bought chicharon if it's available in your neighborhood. There are no fixed rules. I
all
tell
right.
you. Okay.
Okay, then.
Enjoy-
So
Enjoy the
maybe.
video.
So can you segue into the video now, please? For our French viewers, there's French subtitles. Thank you very much. Watch it now. Let's watch the video. Thank you.
Pig's head. Pinatibone. Tapos, ang tawag dito, kung pumunta ka sa palengke, yung maskara. Maskara ng baboy. After cleaning it, this is roughly about 1.5 kilos. So, you cut it into smaller pieces para mas madali lang lumambot and to handle. Kasi mamaya, papakuluin, you can cut it further for the grilling. Okay, in the industry, in the supermarket, you will see, so this is pig's ears. And then you cut this further. Okay, pig's ears, you're after the cartilage here. Soft bone. Ito yung tinatawag na collagen. Yan, no? Pig's ears. Ito naman yung eardrum. Ito mo? Yan. So, yung eardrum, ito. Sa palengke o sa supermarket, better. Ganun yung mga cuts na available. Ears, drums, and then the cheek. Ito yung talaga yung pisngi. Kaya pag sinabi matambok, parang ano, diba kinukurot yung baby? Sarap, ay sarap kurutin yung baby yung cheeks niya. Matambok. So ito siya. Actually, parang belly pa rin to na bacon. Layers of fat, meat, then the skin. So, cut it into like 2-inch strips. Like so. Ito siya. Para mas madaling ihawin mga kukuluin. At tapos yung snout. Don't be deceived by the parts, no? The name of the parts. Pag sinabing pig's head, ears, snout, kadiri, sabi. Wala, ito yung pinakamasarap, pinakamalasa sa parte ng baboy. Kasi may balat, may laman, may taba. All the goodness of the pork is there. Tapos, yung iba, ginagawa nila to sanitize the pig's parts. Gagamit ng bacon part or the belly, or the kasim. This is not the same thing. Period. There's no argument about that. So ito, nalagay sa isang kaserola. Tapos, para sa akin, this is my secret ingredient. It's a can of pineapple juice. Okay, it is common knowledge that pineapple is a natural tenderizer. Okay? Not only it adds, and plus the fact that it adds flavor. Sweet, sour. And this is the 100% pineapple juice. No sugar added. Ito, mas madaling, dito nyo palambutin ng baboy. Okay? Tapos, konting asin. Sweet, sour, salty na ngayon. The elements. Tandaan nyo, that's the basic, the holy trinity of Philippine flavors. Sweet, sour, salty. And then konting paminta. Okay, tapos ako lalagyan ko ng bay leaf. Pakukuluin to for 15 to 20 minutes. Huwag masyadong palambutin kasi gusto mo pa rin yung nahabol yung firmness at saka yung lutong ng cartilage. So ito, habang pinapakulo yung mascara, ito yung mga main ingredients. I mean the flavoring ingredients ngayon. So meron tayong rock salt, calamansi extract or calamansi juice, chili, optional, cracked black peppercorn, and then of course yung white onion. Masyadong malakas para sa akin yung red onion. Diba, sa salad, mas gusto mo yung white kasi manamis-namis ng konti. Hindi siya, so ganito yung pag-chop, no? So, ganito. Hindi mo tinatagos sa unahan. Yung dito, like, you leave like half an inch, do that side. So, ganyan. One, manipis. Yun naman, buo pa siya, no? Hindi na hulog, hindi na tutumba. So, tuloy-tuloy yung hiwa. And this is the vertical side. Okay, and then hold it together. Press it together. And then now, quarter turn. Yun, ito na. Tingnan mo, dali-dali, oh. Hindi na huhulog. O, di ba? Parang ABC lang to na it's child's work. Be careful, just be sure na matalim ang kutsilyo mo. Tapos tutumbo mo yung half inch. Pag ganito naman. So in the end, wala na aksaya ng buong pan. O, yun. Okay? Tapos, hop. Ngayon, stop. Nalagay mo dun. Kumapaw. Okay. So ngayon, the last one, the other component, ito boiled chicken liver. Actually, kinuha ko to sa sa adobo. Chicken adobo ginawa ko, linagyan ko ng chicken liver. The thing is, ito yung sinasabi kong pang level up. Instead of plain boiled chicken liver, why not chicken liver adobo? Malasa na siya. And then you can keep in the freezer, in the ref pala. It can keep in the ref for days hanggang gagamitin mo. So, ito yung inulam ko kanina sa tanghali. Okay, so i-chop mo roughly chop lang. So, my version of the sisig is actually diced pork, hindi yung chop. So, kita mo, abdo pa rin buo-buo silang na little cubes. So, in the culinary term, this is called dicing. Matrabaho lang, pero patsagaan mo. You want the texture, not a mushy, a texture the... Up. Ayan. So, rough chop ang tawag yan. Rough chop. Dicing. Para malasahan mo pa rin kung ano yung kinakagat mo. Malala to distinguish it from the other parts. Okay. Oh. Ayan. So, chicken liver, check. And then, papakita ko sa iyo paano yung naninisig na bakit salad in the first place ang tawag sa yung suka. Aslamatbu. This is what we call in Kapampangan the sugarcane vinegar. So, a little salt. Some onion. Black pepper. And chili. Ako gusto ko yung asim ng aslamatbu. Lagyan ko pa ng something citrusy. The calamansi extract. Yeah. Ito, pag naninisig yung tao, ito yung sinasabi, sa piece of fruit or vegetable, ito yung singkamas, hikama, tawag nila sa Amerika. So, the Mexican term, hikama. So, ganyan. No, double dipping, dip na nga, lahat. Yan. You're after the asim, di ba? snacking ito sa Pilipinas. It's a favorite, ano? Pag panahon ng singkamas, green mango, pipino, yung anghang. Ito naman, pipino. Ito, sisig pipino ito. Naririnig niyo yung lagotok na, yung crunchiness of the vegetable. Ito naman papaya. Mas maganda sana kung medyo green pa. Kaya medyo napahinog na pero firm pa rin. Hindi mo na kailangan ng bagong. Masarap yung suka mo. Takam na kayo, no? Okay. So, malapit na yung kwan. Lalabas ko na yung boiled mascara. Ayan, yun, muso pa. So kita nyo, hindi siya full of the bone tender. Ano pa rin siya, may lumalaban pa ng konti. Yun ang gustong kong kwan. Yung lambot, tigas. It's in between. So, pakita ko sa iyo. Ito, kita mo, lumalaban pa. Ganyan ang gusto kong kwan. So ngayon, I'll cut it into smaller portions. Ito lalo na ito makapal. Gusto ko yung taba. Okay, so ganyan. Ito pa rin, no? Ilalagay ngayon ito sa griller. Ito yung tenga. Yun, no? Narinig nyo? Crunch. Crunch, 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 crunch. Alam nyo, at this stage, yung pinagpakuluan, huwag nyo tapon. Yan ang malasang malasa. If I were you, I'd make this into a pork sinigang dish. Ito na yung base mo. Meron na yung asim doon, asim, tamis. Kalagyan mo na lang siguro kamatis. At saka siguro liampo na, lalo na kakampangan. Gusto niya yung nanginginig na taba. Makapal yung taba. Gagal-gal na taba. Yan. Joven, pwede mong balik sa ano, ikaw na mag-grill.
Grill ko lang po.
Yeah. So habang ginigrill ni Joven yung mascara, papakita ko sa inyo yung original sisig babi. Okay? Ito yung kilawin na baboy ng Tagalog. So here, so I tell you, hindi siya chop. It's cut into strips. Like so. Tapos, dito na. Kamayin ko na nga, malamig na. Gusto ko mas mahaba. Kita niyo yung white parts. This is about a little over 1/4 of an inch strips. In the length, not more than 1 inch. Alam nyo, my first experience of sisig outside the home was in probably around 1974. I was a freshman in UP Diliman, but I was invited by a classmate from Akabalin, from Apalit, to their town fiesta. Pagdating namin sa bahay nila, sinalubong ako ng tatay. Oh, halika, tuloy ka, sabi niya sa akin. Oh, magsisig ka muna. He gave me a bowl of like this size. And I thought there were like white chunks, cubes. Nagtataka ako ano yun. Akala ko, alam mo yung almond gelatin, almond jelly sa Chinese restaurant, yung dessert. Bata ko, pagpupulutan, sabi niya, inom tayo, pagpulutan ka muna. Binigay yun, no? Pupulutan, almond jelly, sabi ko naman. Actually, tinikman ko gano'n. So, sinubo kong isa. It's pure pork fat. This, buhay na puti. Solid. But soaked in vinegar. I mean, boiled, soaked in vinegar. That to them is sisig. And what is that? It's pure fat. Alam mo, sa mentality ng Pinoy pag iinom, they have to line the stomach with something fatty. Para umaba yung ano, para hindi daw malasing. So, here I was, at noon time, drinking scotch or whatever. Lined with pure fat sisig. So ito siya. So what is sisig without the fat? What is pork sisig without the fat and the cartilage? Iba eh. So ito na. Dito, basically, ang guideline mo lang dito yung bite size. Okay. So now, where is the dressing? Here you go. And then, okay, so ganon. Okay, dagdagan ko pa ng suka. Sibuyas. Ay, nandun na pala yung sibuyas. So here it is. This is your sisig babi. Kilawin na baboy. So for good measure, I'm gonna put some more chilies. So there you go. Sisig babi, stage number 1. So this is the first sisig that I'm going to demonstrate in the evolution of the present day sizzling sisig. So this is the boiled sisig, okay? Para hindi tayo malito. Stage 1. Yun, dinig niyo yung lagutok? Yun ang hinahabol mo sa sisig na tenga ng baboy. So ito rin yung pulutok ng ano eh, yung skin. Para nagiging chicharon. Ang objective mo dito, it's like almost charred. Talagang sunog. Ano yung borderline ng sunog at pero so ito yung objective mo, yung sunog-sunog yung kwan. It's so crunchy on the edges. That's what you're after. Come to think of it, kung nag-grill mo ganyan pantay-pantay, hindi mo na kailangan yung sizzling plate eh. Ito yung natural lutong. O kasi pag linagay mo, pag lumamig, siyempre sa restaurant ginagawa yan maramihan. So siyempre natural, ilalambot na, mawawala na yung lutong. That's why, importante, yung sizzling plate para pag-serve mo mainit naman ulit. Tsaka mag-added crunch. Ito yung gusto ko. Itong balat. Tapos mo dun sa kanya na ito. Blister yung ano, yung skin. Right. Yes, that one. Lapit mo sa kanya. Yan, blistery yung skin. Yan ang gusto kong crunch. I think at this point, ito naman, other side. Yung skin yan dito na. Nag-experiment ako, ginawa ko, hiniwa ko ng maninipis. So, sunog both sides, no? I mean, malutong both sides. So, the thing was, pag sinakong ganon, matigas naman. So, kailangan mo pa rin yung lambot at yung puti na taba sa loob.
Kailangan binabantayan mo rin.
Binapantayin mo rin, yes. Yung masusunog lang yung outside, but not the inside. Kaya importante rin yung medyo makapal siya. At least an inch thick. To get a parang balanced crunch, like crispy on the outside, pero more soft and moist on the inside. So, ngayon, mag-i-slice na ako. Unang-una natin gagawin, nandyan na rin, yung aling lusing version. Yung nasunog niyang tenga ng baboy, ginawa sa, sinerve sa, binabad sa suka, nilagyan ng tapos, so ganyan. Slices muna, like 1/4 inch slices. Ito yung sinasabi ko, you dice it, you don't chop it. Ganyan. Slices. Kikawi pa yung puti. So ito yung sinasabi ko kanina, it's crisp on the outside, on the edges, but still soft and tender. Not that tender, but supple. Please. Oh, yun. Cubes ko na. Okay, so cubes. Hindi pa. Okay. So, ito. Nalagay sa sartén. The enamelware plate. Enamel plate. Ooh. There you go. Lagyan ng konting sibuyas. Remember, I told you this is a salad. Sibuyas. Black pepper. Chili. As I said before, ako gusto ko may konting calamansi. Yung citrusy yung ano niya. Actually, pwede mo nang i-mix ito pre-mix. Lahat yan. Para hindi ka magkamali. Tapos yun. Salt, rock salt. So ngayon, buhusan mo ng vinegar. Salamat po. You can use white vinegar as lang sukang sasa, pampaumbong, and then mix. So this is the aling-lusing grilled sisig babi. Okay. Now this is the second sisig that I'm doing now. Tatabi muna natin. Now for the final sisig, ito yung sizzling sisig version ni Benedict Pamintuan. This one you can cut na in between kasi madami to. Yan, slice. Pakita lang natin one time na ano. And then ito halfway, lengthwise, tapos nun into cubes. Diced into cubes. Small cubes. So this is the cut I want. So ganun lang. Same. Slice to 1/4 inch. So ganun. Slice. Tapos bawat isa. Matagal lang. Ito. So now, for the moment of truth. Ito na. Ito yung gagawin natin. Yung sizzling, boiled, grilled, sizzling sisig. Ni Sisig Benedict. Ni Benedict Pamintuan. So, ito gagawin natin. Unang-una, gumamit na ako ng skillet para dahil marami to, pwede na rin i-serve dyan. Okay, so konting mantika lang. So now, lalagay na to. Yun, bilig na. Kaya tawag yan sizzling. Sizzle, napasuwa. Be careful. Your mouth full. Ayan. So this will give it further crunch. Actually, yung kanina inihaw gives it the smoky flavor. What am I looking? Ayan. Kunti lang, uminit lang. You don't need further cooking. Kasi hanggang gusto mo lumabas ng konti yung taba. Pag ginawa mo to sa ibang, makikita mo lumulutang yung pan. It's gonna float in, submerge in lye. That's all the fat. Can you imagine if you put mayonnaise? Oh my God. Talagang disastrous. Wag na lang. Give me real sisig for death. Wag na lang. So ito. So at this stage, lagay mo na yung dressing. Yung vinegar, sibuyas. Okay? So ganon. Kasi remember, you're not supposed to cook the vinegar. Pag sumobrang tagal ng vinegar, ito, hinalo ko na yung kalahating, may 2 tablespoon of calamansi juice, 2 tablespoon of vinegar, and then chopped chilies, and then salt and pepper. So, yun. And for the sizzling, and then the onion last. Kasi you don't want the onion to cook. Di ba crunchy yung sa salad? Raw onion. So ito. Now it's ready. Ready to serve. Okay? So at this stage, this is your sizzling sisig by Benedict Pamintuan. And then in 1980, two of my brothers, Mario and Abong, opened Trellis Restaurant in Quezon City. They opened Trellis and served the sizzling sisig of Benedict. But their contribution to the evolution of the present-day sisig, they added the boiled chicken liver. Ito siya ngayon. So, pang-apat na to kung tutusin. So, boiled chicken liver. Yan siya. Chop. Roughly chop. Mix. Voila. You have the trellis version of the sizzling sisig. Yan. From there on, na-popularize sa Manila. Literally caught fire. Wildfire. Talagang everybody copied it and everybody made their own version. Ginawa na healthier daw with tokwa sisig. Or sisig hipon, sisig bangus, sisig whatever. Tapos yung talagang hindi ko matake. Nilagyan nilang, ito gagawin ko siya, no? Ito yung final, para sa akin, golpe the final blow. The coup de grace. The end, all sisig. Okay, so you create empty space in the center. And then break an egg. This is an extra large egg. It's the twin yolk egg. Ito yung favorite egg ko na tingnan mo. Okay? This is a no-no in Pampanga. But I'm just showing it to you just for illustration. This is like to a Kapampangan, like, no, no, no! Wag na lang, give me death or no sisig at all. So, ginagano pa nila. Naging ano na, naging torta na, giniling. So, that's it. So, we can eat. So, kumuha kayo dito sa paligid. Tapos, yung egg, haluin natin mamaya para matikman nyo yung with and without egg. Okay? So, dun tayo. Okay, nakita nyo, basically yung evolution ng present day sizzling sisig, no? Sa mula nung original, yung original meaning ng sisig, na basically a salad served with a vinaigrette using different fruits or vegetables or whatever it was in season. Tapos yung boiled pig's ears and face, yung mascaranga. From the boiled, yung grilled into a sizzling plate, served in a sizzling plate. So, who is to say what is the authentic, the original Kapampangan sisig? Yeah, it's $1 million question. So if you come across a restaurant nowadays claiming to be serving the authentic Kapampangan sisig, that's a lot of BS. It's just a marketing thing. There's no such thing. It does not exist. It exists in our heart, in our panlasa. Yung sisig, yung asin, nandun. And it has to be Pinoy na suka, hindi balsamic vinegar, hindi apple cider vinegar. Kasi hindi natin kinagisnan yun eh. Wala yun sa atin. Imported yun. So, I'm fine with, let's say, magsabi na ako ng brand, Dato Puti, if that's what you can get, the best thing that you can get. Or, if you can get artisanal, pwedeng yung sukang sasa, mula sa Parumbong. Dami niyan, ha? In different regions of the Philippines, they have the Nipa vinegar, or the sugarcane vinegar here in Pampanga. In the same way in Ilocos, sugarcane din, kaya lang linalagyan nila ng sama, kaya sukang Iloco ang pangalan nun. It's a tan bark, infused with tan bark. So the thing is, kung ano yung kinagisnan natin, kung ano yung local. Yun ang sinasabi ko dito, yung, you know, if you want to have a taste of the, hesitantly I say authentic, regional whatever, you have to respect the way they originally serve it. So if you can get your hands on that. But then of course, there's always, alam mo naman, yung Filipino cooking, na we adjust, we adapt to whatever is available. So the next best thing, yun ang aking payo sa inyo. So, there you go. The Sisig Kapampangan.
Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back, Chef Claude. And
Hello.
everyone,
I hope you enjoyed that video.
Yes, we did. Some of the comments actually on our Facebook are saying, Di Apilado was saying, "Oh my gosh, finished already?" And then Dennis Astorga was saying he's eating while watching the video. He's eating adobo, another quintessential Filipino dish. Okay, Chef Claude,
Yo,
are you there?
I'm here.
You're
Still
there.
here.
Oh, great. You're there. I'd like to take this moment also to acknowledge some of our colleagues from the embassy and some of our community leaders. We have Consul General Hans Siriban. He's here. Hans, can you say hello? Can you, Hans? And then we also have one of our kababayans, Chef Cloud, our commercial counselor, Froilan Pamintuan from BPI. He's also watching. He's here also on Zoom. Guys, if you can open your screen. And then we have our police attaché, Colonel Romy Macapas. Oh, he's there saying hello. And we have, of course, we had Consul Chris was there a while ago. And then we have Consul Joyce Camacho, she's there. And then Vice Consul Emmy Filimer, she's there. And then for our community leaders on our Facebook, I saw Annie Estrecomen, she's there. Di Apilado, who's been helping us, she's been helping us with our unboxing of Fiesta Filipina. She's one of our bloggers. She's there. Well, I mentioned Dennis Astorga from Pinoy Jam. He's there. We have somebody from Munich, Germany, who's saying hello. Grace Gia Landenberger. She's saying hello from Munich.
Hi, Grace. Hi.
Okay.
She was a visitor here 2 or 3 years ago.
Okay, there's some actually who were saying that they're looking forward to the reopening, after the COVID, and then they can go visit, and then they probably can go visit you at Baleduto. So they can sample your 3-hour culinary gastronomic experience. So there's one question here. This is again from May Flor Delisay Tosan. She's asking, what was your inspiration in writing books and promoting our Kapampangan cuisine to the world?
Inspiration? I don't know. It's the food itself. No, but the thing is, I've always been advocating local. When everybody else is like doing all these cooking trends, hanggang umabot sa, the nouvelle. I'm starting with the nouvelle cuisine, blah, 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 and all that, until the molecular cuisine and using imported ingredients, especially with the Wagyu, tapa, doing that. Para sa akin, it's parang, what's the point? It's supporting not only the local produce, but you're in a way supporting the local farmers. I mean, it's a chain. So the thing is, and I've been doing this since I was in my 30s. So I can literally say for more than 30 years. And together with me would be my good friend, Micaela Phoenix, who is the editor in that Culinaria cookbook. So it's just the love of our food, mainly. So going back to Anthony Bourdain, when people ask me how did Anthony Bourdain discovered me in the first place, and do you think if I was cooking foreign cooking, he came to me? So I mean, parang it's like I stood my ground. All these decades, it's the Pinoy thing. Not just Kapampangan. It's from all over the, like, as Ige could attest. Ige is from Cavite. He's promoting Caviteño food. So in my case, I've written and promoted Ilonggo cuisine, the cooking in Zamboanga, cooking in Davao, Cagayan. Every major city in the Philippines would have their particular kind of cooking. So ito yung sinasabi natin, regional differences. And then we would have our national. No? Yung ano nga, pag sinabi mong national, so what I was told by a professor, like when we talk about national, basically is what the Metro Manilans eat. The Filipinos living in Metro Manila, I mean, it's halo-halo na from different regions. So anyway, yun ang I don't know if I can say specifically kung ano talaga yung inspiration ko. Ang kun ko talaga it's the love of our own. Yeah. Meron pa akong question, meron akong tanong dito sa isang will the video or this whole show webinar be uploaded in your website, in the DFA website?
It's actually, this is current. It will be available after this
Yes.
on our Facebook Facebook platform.
Platform.
We will
Yes.
not remove this. And
Okay.
hopefully with your permission, we can also migrate it to our YouTube channel,
Sure.
if that's okay
Whatever
with you.
na. Whatever na. And this is your
Yes.
show. So
Yeah.
and it's my way of sharing our cuisine and
Um,
promoting our cuisine.
Chef Claude, you were mentioning Anthony Bourdain, and while we were watching the video, I happened to read through some of the things that Anthony Bourdain said in 2017. And if you don't mind, can I mention some of the things and maybe you can comment? And I have to wear my glasses for this.
Sure.
Anthony Bourdain was saying in 2017 in an interview in CNN, he thinks that certain Filipino dishes are more likely to take root and take hold more quickly than others. He said that sisig is the brightest, best hope for representational advanced team. He said also, I think sisig is perfectly positioned to win the hearts and minds of the world as a whole. He called sisig casual, accessible, and exactly what you need after a few beers. He also said he thinks that it's most likely to convince people abroad who have had no exposure to Filipino food to maybe look further and investigate further beyond sisig. He thinks that it is one that's gonna hook them. And finally, he was saying in this 2017 interview with CNN that Borden said that Filipino food was ascendant and a work in progress. He also called Philippine cuisine underrated. What do you think?
Oh, I wholeheartedly agree whatever he said. I mean, everything he said, and to you can say confirm to what he said about sisig in 2019. Yeah, I think 2019. May early part of 2019 when he came here. I think it was May 2019, and I got to interview him. So he said his statement was about the sisig. He came here to recruit possible food sellers to bring to New York in his proposed Bourdain food hall in New York port area. So the thing was, it never pushed through. I mean, because of his death and all that. But the thing was, he said, sisig, he defined sisig as the runaway dish that catapulted Philippine cuisine in mainstream America. Para bang yun ang entry level. Nung natikman yung sisig, Americans who did not know about Philippine cuisine at all became curious what else was there. So it was a good entry level, and everybody loves sisig in the first place. So I guess yeah, he it was all that and more what he said. And then, as I mentioned at the start of the show, that New York Times described it as the best pork dish in the world. I guess it's again, we're talking about sisig, the flavors that comes with it. So, in talking about Philippine cuisine as a work in progress, that's so true. I mean, we are so open. I keep on saying this over and over again that in Philippine cuisine, the recipes of our dishes do not conform with a codified recipe, meaning a strict coded recipe. we always improvise what is available, what is afforded, what is in season. So the thing is, we keep on adding as new, you know how we are over centuries. There's so many foreign, you can say, foreign influences through trade, the Chinese, the Indians, and through colonialism. There was Spain, America, and then a short span of Japan, and then the homecoming overseas workers. They bring with them new ingredients, new techniques. So it's still like that. And I would say the past 20 years would be the strongest foreign influence would be the Koreans. Every major city in the Philippines would have a Korean community. They brought their schools with them. Of course, their supermarkets, their own church, their own taekwondo centers. So, and it's so common to find in Filipino parties. There's japchae, there's bulgogi, kalbijim, there's kimchi, of course. And we took to it like anything. It's like parang it's like always, and it's so I mean, not only Korean but even the Japanese cuisine, and basically since we are neighbors, I mean we're all Asians, and it's we get to assimilate all these influences, but in the end we come up with our own that defines what Filipino cuisine. It's so complicated to describe in one program like this.
Chef Claude, do you have any advice to our budding chefs? Are here in Paris, in France, for example, we have a couple of them. Any advice to them? Jen is here, is watching, and I'm sure others also on our Facebook they're watching who would like to break into the restaurant scene, kumbaga, here in France, and would like to further promote Philippine cuisine.
I think, well, basically what you can do, you know, being Filipino, it's so difficult to promote our cuisine if you are just working in a restaurant that is non-Filipino, right? Because you're just serving, you're just cooking whatever was ordered to you, meaning whatever the restaurant's about. If it's a French restaurant, of course you can put in your own cooking. So the thing is, if you start on your own, well, to pay for the rent, you have to work, and then maybe you start small. You can do like home catering, something like that. Don't start. I mean, don't dream big right away. You start small. Di ba nag-start yung mga ano nun, yung what do you call those pop-up restaurants, and then the food trucks, and then, well, even in my early, you can say, it's not a cooking career in my sense, in that sense. The way I started, I was like, my friends, my group of friends, circle of friends and relatives they always knew me as a cooking person. So I get to invite people here in my home for meals, or I get to be invited in their homes to cook for them. I did that when I was much younger, when I was still single. So over the years, decades, I mean, it took all these years to get where I am. So do it like one step at a time.
So,
Yung dream of every chef would be to have that, what they call, in at least this is the experience of Phil-Ams, or most chefs in the States that started with the pop-up, and then the food trucks, and then the ultimate, what do you call that, ambition or dream would be what they call the brick and mortar, meaning a permanent structure restaurant. That takes a lot of money. You need a lot of big overhead to do that. So you just gain experience doing little things first.
So it's building blocks, building the foundation, and
Yes,
eventually
building the
with
foundation.
perseverance and time and a
Yes.
lot of, sweat equity, kumbaga, no?
But,
You can somehow get your dream. So with that, I aside from comments from our Facebook saying they want to taste your sisig, Chef Cloud, we if you have any last words for our kababayans and our viewers from all over Tunisia, Germany, Bangkok, of course here in France and in Monaco. Any last words? Any
I think
other-
I've said it all, but the thing is, the important thing is yung pagka-Pinoy natin, we bring it with us wherever you are in the world. Yung panlasa, I'm sure, like yung pinakita ko yung mga mangga, yung singkamas, tsaka yung suka, naglalaway na kayo, no? So, literally, our food is in the heart talaga. Yung kung ano yung the food that we grew up with, the food that links one generation to the next. Diba yung pag sinabi mo mas masarap yung adobo ng lola ko, ng nanay ko, kamo. But the thing is, when we eat something that was the recipe of your lola, or even mother, para bang even though they're long gone, the memory lives with us in their food. So this is the legacy, the continuity of our cuisine, that if we stay, we keep doing it, we keep practicing it, we keep eating it, and it will be passed on to the next generation. So just keep your being Pinoy. Don't try to hide it. Be proud of our cuisine, be proud of who you are wherever you are in the world.
Claude, make trouble comments actually.
Yeah.
Sorry, but we'd like to extend a little bit. There's a few comments coming in now. So we have again from Ige Ramos saying, food is a strong tool for cultural diplomacy. What is your view on Filipino chefs working overseas commenting that Filipino food is bad, or that the color is the same?
The color is the same.
No, that's me adding.
I know. Yeah, because I've heard like Filipino cuisine is all brown and oily, greasy. No, anyway, just they talk like that. They live in the past, meaning they don't know what's happening here. Maybe they should come home. I know what Ige is referring to, who he's referring to, that in Norway, that Filipino who said on TV, it's like even a judge in a cooking competition, he said that Filipino food is bad because his mother cooked bad Filipino food. It's just as simple as that. So, and maybe this is an isolated case, but the thing is, let them say whatever they want to say. That means they're talking ignorantly. They don't know what's happening here the past 20 years, I must say. So maybe they haven't been home. They still call the Philippines their home. All I can say to them, I'm inviting you to come here and then see for yourself, taste for yourself.
I've like for us in the foreign service, we rarely go home, but we get to hear a lot of what's happening in the gastronomic scene, in the restaurant scene in the Philippines, and slowly they're inching their way to Michelin star, hopefully in the future. But there's some very new, very innovative ways on presenting Filipino cuisine. We have one comment from one of our French friends. This is coming from Anne Lee Mayer, and she's saying that, well, I'm discovering Filipino and Martinique cuisine share one thing in common. We love pork, fat, and comfort. A big thank you for this sharing moment. Can't wait to taste and taste and taste.
Well, that's
Okay.
nice to hear. Martinique?
Yeah, I think she's
Caribbean? What is it?
French, but she has her roots coming from Martinique.
Yeah. Matinik siya.
Yeah, so yeah. So she's saying the commonality of our cuisine
Yes,
in Martinique, in the Caribbean. Huh?
Caribbean.
Yes. So, okay, with that, I think we can end our session. And Chef Claude, I'd like to, from the Philippine Embassy team, we'd like to thank you very, very much for allowing us your time and sharing with us your video on how to do different kinds of sisig, including the no-no. And it brings back, the conversation with you brings back memories of crossing, of Ching Lusing, and even Trellis for those who studied near the Katipunan area and Quezon City Hall. You would remember Trellis growing up. I think it's generational when we talk about it now. But it's really comforting to see you, hear you through this Facebook. And I hope this will not be the last interaction that we will have with you. And hopefully, physically, if you can visit, just like one of our Zoom participants, artist Ophelia Teki, she's also here, and she's saying that Mark, let's see, she's saying that Mark is missing your sisig, and hopefully that you can come and visit
Hi, Mark
and
and Opie.
and share with us um, you can do a actual demo with some of our kababayans physically present. So I hope this is in the future now. With that, thank you very much, Chef Claude. And
It was my pleasure.
thank you. And for everyone, on Facebook, please share the information that we're keeping the video of Chef Claude on our Facebook page, so you can review and try to go through the different steps that he has done and shared with us. And next week, abangan po ninyo kami. Come and watch us. We have our second event for this month of the National Heritage Month. We call it Awit at Tula. And this is brought to you in cooperation, the Philippine Embassy brings it to you in cooperation with Pinoy Jam and SIGAP. So you will see our local talents here in France singing and also narrating some poetry. No? So I hope to see you next week. This will be at 10 o'clock a.m. Paris time and 4 p.m. Manila time. So come and watch us. This will be live. So hope to see you then. For the others, while we go offline on our Facebook page, maybe we can stay on and maybe say hello to Chef Claude, in person. I'm sure, like Froilan, one of our Kapampangan friends, would like to say hello. So to everyone, mga kababayan, our friends from France, maraming salamat po. Have a good day. Magandang araw po sa inyong lahat. Bonjour. Thank you.